So the whole point of flipping a property, let's face it, is to make a good profit. However, in today's market, it is becoming harder and harder to find a good flip. What are the main areas to focus on when it comes to flipping a property? Today, I'm going to share with you my top 5 tips when it comes to rehabbing and making a profit in a flip property. I've been helping my client build wealth here in the Bay Area over the last 15 years through real estate. If you're interested in hearing more tips and trends about real estate, particularly here in our local market here in the Bay Area, consider subscribing to my channel and hit that notification button so there's a new video coming your way every week. So tip number 1, make sure your money is ready when you find that good deal. Where are the sources of funds? Obviously, your savings and your checking account, those could be a good source of funds. Some people will bring in other investors, your family members, your good friends who are interested in the projects. They could be also coming in as a general partner or equity partner. Obviously, there's also the traditional loan where you could borrow from the bank if you have a W-2 job and if you have income earning wages where banks could underwrite you as a borrower. So traditional loan would be probably the cheapest money you could get if you don't have your own cash. Sometimes when it comes to good deal, oftentimes a good deal comes with pressure to close quickly, and traditional lenders don't like that pressure. A typical period time that banks need to underwrite and get the loan pushed through their process is 30 days. And sometimes when you find a good deal, they want their cash right away in a week, sometimes as short as a week, sometimes 10 days, 2 weeks. So in that case, a hard money loan could be a good option. What is a hard money loan? Hard money is a high interest loan, underwrites on the value of the property, not so much on the person who borrowed the money. And a hard money lender usually look at, if the property is acquired at a steep discount, and then what is the after repair value, which means that after you put in some work, whether this home is going to worth a lot more. So if those criteria are met, hard money lenders are usually good at wiring the money, sometimes in days, help you close on the property. So number 1 tip, make sure you have money ready and make sure you explore different sources of funding and see which one fits the criteria and which one could fund and give you the leverage that you need. Number 2, you want to invest in entry-level home. What I meant by that is you want to buy something that a lot of buyers are looking for, right? You don't want to buy something that's really high-end where only a handful of luxury buyers are looking for. The reason why we don't want to buy something in a niche market is because oftentimes when you get into a flip, there is a high financing cost. Whether you borrow money, hard money loan these days in October 2023 runs about 12% interest. 12% is a really high interest. You don't want to keep that loan forever and ever. So you want to buy something that you could quickly sell. And to find something that you could quickly sell is to buy something that a lot of buyers, entry-level buyers, are looking for, because that's your biggest base of buyers. Buy something where there's the greatest demand, and also buy a property that entry-level home that doesn't require an overhaul. We're talking about no foundation issue. You don't have to do foundation work, because oftentimes if you do foundation work, you have to seal up the cracks, you have to repair the walls, and that could snowball into a bigger cost and longer time. So buy something that may just need like a new kitchen, new bathroom, new light fixtures, a new coat of paint. Buy something that you could quickly turn around in 3 to 4 months. Number 3 tip is to really research and analyze market data. Make sure that you are very on point when it comes to how much it's going to cost to renovate. And after your initial acquisition cost, your renovation cost, you have to budget in when you sell. You have to pay your real estate commission, right? Typically it's 5 to 6%. So budget that into your overall cost, and also closing costs. Make sure that you got all the numbers, all the expenses in Excel sheet. What is realistically after repair, what you could sell it for. If there is a margin of 20% or more, it's typically a good buy. If that margin is 20% or less, I would say it's a little risky, because as you know, renovation typically goes more expensive, takes longer than what anybody originally anticipated, right? And there are also things that you don't know about, and if the market just shifted a little bit, it could take you longer. So you want to have enough cushion. So make sure that there's at least 20%. I prefer, what I feel comfortable with is 30%. I personally feel more comfortable is if there is a 30% profit margin. If you're in a good market, you are very sure that this home could be turned around in a couple months and you could make a handsome profit, and there's a lot of demand for the home that you're rehabbing, then 20% would be the minimum you want to look for in the profit margin. I'm curious, what's your biggest concern when it comes to flipping a home? Comment below. And number 4 is that, once you have your numbers down, once you have the funding down, once you are very meticulous about all the items in that Excel sheet, you want to make sure that you have a team that help you execute, namely the renovation team. Make sure that you are teamed up with either a contractor or construction team that are familiar with rehabbing a property quickly. And especially, you want to work with someone who has worked with other investors, who knows what needs to be spent and what is the unnecessary spend. Because when it comes to flipping a property, you have to protect your bottom line. So team up with an experienced construction team. And how do you find the experienced construction team? Ask your real estate agent. See if she has any recommendation. Go to a local meetup for real estate investors. Ask who they use. Another tool is to go on maybe Sumtech or TaskRabbit for tradespeople. I have met tradespeople in Home Depot, just randomly ask, are they in the trade? But make sure you are very familiar with their experience. Can they tell you how many projects they have done? Can they tell you the size of projects they have engaged? Are they just replacing some light fixtures, or have they done the whole kitchen remodel? Have they built something from ground up? Do they have a team? How fast can they turn around? Can they show you example of the current project they're working on? So those are good questions to ask your tradespeople. Make sure you have a good construction team that could help you turn the property around. And number 5 is really execute on the timeline. Again, the reason why it's called a flip is because you want to go in and out really quickly. We're talking about 4 to 8 months. You don't want to hang on to a project for years and years, because then that's not a flip. Your financing cost is going to eat into your profit margin. So you want to make sure that you are able to have good execution on the renovation. You are team up with another real estate agent who could put the property on the market and showcase the property in the best light so you could get it sold quickly. So these are my top 5 tips, what to look for in identifying a good flip deal. Hope that's helpful. Okay, now you know how to maximize profit when it comes to flipping a home. You may be curious what happened if you want to just buy and hold a property. Watch this video on how I make $11,000 in rental income a month with my rental properties.